Hi guys, we're up here with Deluks Gaming and welcome back to my StarDrive II series and the Opteris Hive. I have been so excited to come back and play this all week because this is, I gotta tell you, this has got to be one of the most challenging starts I've had so far with the game. We are surrounded by nothing. We've got gas giants, we've got small toxic planets, more medium toxic planets, we've got, oh look, a small baron, a tiny asteroid, and oh lucky me, we have a rich normal, which is okay. But it's storm racked, which, just to refresh your memory, means it's going to be hit with massive storms causing all sorts of crazy building maintenance. It's going to cost an enormous amount of money to upkeep the colony. But we can get rid of that storm racked, I think, with a research project, I believe. Yeah, gain a special project to study and control this planet's weather. But it would take time and it would take resources to make that happen. So that's it for anything that's immediately nearby. So we're sitting with this colony ship and we've been unable to use it. So let's talk about what's going on outside of that. So we have found the Kolrathi through a wormhole and we found the Volar. The Kolrathi, of course, now I'm always concerned with any opposing colonization. However, the Kolrathi, we already have a trade agreement and we are currently trading, so each one of our freighters are providing us with another 2 billion credits per freighter, and we have 2 freighters doing it, so that's +4, so we have +6 income right now, which is absolutely necessary. We actually got rid of our infantry base here just so that we could have that extra little bit of money, because trust me, we're going to need it, because once that charging hub is built, that's going to cost us a lot of money, so that's really good. But so the Kolrathi, we have an agreement and we are going to continue to try and befriend them and make sure that we get along with them for as long as possible by doing agreements and stuff like that. So actually, let's see if we can. No, okay, so with this tolerance thing, so tolerance is sort of the cap of how much stuff you can sort of pile on to an offer. So in other words, over time, we made an agreement for small trade. We did a small trade agreement, which is fine. And now we have to wait until their tolerance and my tolerance goes down so that we can do another treaty. So it would cost 40 tolerance to ask them for a non-aggression pact. Now that has nothing to do with whether or not it's going to require more or less stuff to sweeten the deal. That has to do with whether or not they like us and whether or not we like them. But the tolerance is just kind of a cap on how much stuff you can do at any given time. It's actually a really interesting way to do diplomacy. Now, who is a problem is these guys, the Volar. They're already angry at us. They're just an angry. They're also evil. So if you look here, it shows a little bit of their personalities here. So the Kolrathi are honorable, brave, trusting, hard negotiators. So as long as we're good to them, they're going to be good to us. Whereas the Volar are very different. They're militarists, they're evil, they're expansionists, and they're hard negotiators. Fan-freaking-tastic. So that's going to be tough. And on top of that, let's take a look at the starting map. So we picked clusters, and we picked 8 opponents, and we didn't pick a lot of planets. So here's the thing. Kolrathi has some space to expand and kind of, get to know the universe. Volar, the only place they have to go is directly towards us. And yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to come after us hard. So we have to start building as much as we possibly can for defenses and offenses as quickly as possible. And I don't mind because that's kind of the way I roll anyway. But yeah, let's get this show on the road. So currently we are, of course, building the charging hub, and we're going to send our scouting fleet around this system here, which has a guardian. We're going to send it around and hopefully get out to some of these planets, and I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be another enemy or another civilization out here, but we're gonna do our best to try and find another place to maybe call home. Although we're gonna have to build probably a bigger fuel ship in order to get a colony ship out here anyway. And it'll be just my luck that this will be some kind of... Oh, the other thing we could be doing. Oh, something else. Very, very important. So last time we fought a derelict ship and we got some new technology. So let's talk about that new technology first. We are going to... the new technology is the fusion carbine. And let's talk about all of this stuff, actually, before we get into any of this and what it all means. So you start the game with laser pistol, combat knife, laser rifle, charge, heavy armor, hazmat suit, deployable shield, medkit. So you start with 3 different weapon types: the laser pistol, the laser rifle, and the combat knife. Laser pistol is a short-range weapon, so you can use it at point blank, and it does a decent amount of damage. The combat knife does more damage, but you can only use it at point blank. The laser rifle does just as much damage as a combat knife, but you cannot use it at point blank. As a matter of fact, you have to be a fair distance away. You have to be range 4 to 6. The fusion carbine, which is the new technology that we got from the derelict ship, allows us to fight at point blank, and it does up to 6 damage, but it can fire 3 times, or fires a 3-round burst at range 1 to 5. Each round does 6 thermal damage. Now, the reason I like it, but there's a downside. So if the guys you're fighting against has armor that prevents 2 damage, that's 2 damage per shot, so it actually prevents 6. Whereas with a laser rifle, it could prevent 2. Make sense? So potentially this weapon can do up to 18 damage, but if the enemy has some kind of armor on him, it can prevent a whole big chunk of it. So it's a good weapon, and it makes it so that you don't have to carry a combat knight. Now, but you still want to come in at, okay, so charge, we saw charge work, and I think it's just for, the first time I used it was last time. It only works with a melee weapon, so it allows you to have a second attack with a melee weapon. Heavy armor, of course, is exactly that. It gives you some shielding and resistance, but it does slow you down. The hazmat suit also slows you down, but it prevents biological weapons from doing any damage to you, and that would be appropriate for fighting those bugs. I mean, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to be fighting more of those bugs pretty quickly here, but we're not going to bother with the hazmat suit. I think it's a waste, but that's just me. Just because, I don't know, whatever. Deployable shield, we saw that work. It'll actually prevent anybody from coming right at you, especially with melee, and it can take up to 40 points of damage. Yeah, 40 points of damage, which is great. So, and you can shoot through it, which is fantastic. Medkit is exactly that. It's a medkit. It allows you to heal somebody else in an adjacent square. So I like to bring a nice combination of people. I like to bring 2 snipers. Let's talk about this, the loadout thing. So I always like to have my primary weapon on the first slot. So laser rifle, which is a sniper weapon, in my opinion. And then I put on some heavy armor, because he's not going to be moving as far as the guys that are going to be going closer to intercept. And I always throw the med kits on these guys, because these guys are in behind and they're better to be healing, right? It makes sense. So, and then what you can do is set them as a loadout. So this particular loadout is going to be my sniper. Make sense? Yes. So now if I want, say, 2 snipers or even 3 snipers, which I think we're going to go with, then I just have to click on this button and it transfers all of those abilities over, which is fantastic. Okay, and then we're going to do some mixed units. So these guys are going to be kind of our standard infantry that are going to be running up to the front, and I am going to use the fusion carbines, and we're going to be using the heavy no, sorry, not the heavy armor. We're going to be using the deployable shields, and I think for now we're going to do the medkits too, because the medkits can be really handy in situations that we're about to be faced with. And we're going to call this one, we're going to name this one assaults. These are my assault troops. Okay, so they run up and they intercept, and then we can just transfer all of those abilities straight over. So everybody has a med kit, because I like the med kits. And good. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Okay, and we're gonna get these guys launched into, oh no, we can't. We need we need so many things. We can't, because we've got freighters that are doing trade, and we need that money right now. The money's so important for this race. If you ever play the Opteris, you need lots of money. Money is, especially at the beginning. So what we want to do is we want to go finish that first quest, which is the derelict ship with the bugs, and there's a second part to it, and we're going to need some troops. But we need some freighters first. So let's see what happens when we get to this planet. Hopefully, be something good. Be something good. What the? Enemy forces moving to engage. Where did they come from? Who are these people? What is this? What's happening? That can't be the Volar. Is that the Volar? They came through the wormhole, like instantaneously. Are you kidding? Volar invasion. No way. This is like, what is this, like turn 40? This is very fast. I've never, they're retreating. Some of them are retreating. Why is he retreating and not the rest of them? Maybe that's some kind of fuel ship or something. We may do okay here, and this may really hurt them because, of course, it costs money and time to build those types of ships. So, or that many ships right at the beginning, like they didn't spend any, oh wow, one shot with the artillery blew up that fighter. Did you see that? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if they'll stand too well against the starbase, and really the starbase should be attacking the bigger ships, I think. Well, I think once these guys get closer, the lasers will start to fire on them anyway, like that. Maybe. There we go. Yep. Won't take long, but at least the artillery's firing at the bigger ships, which makes sense. Wow, I can't believe they attacked that quickly. I actually kind of got scared there. I'm almost regretting getting rid of that infantry base. Almost. I maybe should have waited to see how hostile the universe was going to be. I didn't realize we were going to be faced with this kind of hostility immediately. The Volar are just... Yeah, but crush them! Ha ha ha! Yeah, it doesn't take very much. These starting ships... the artillery, like 1 or 2 good shots with the artillery. I like the look of their ships. It's kind of cool. 1 or 2 good shots with the artillery. Oh, there it goes. And I think we have to... Yeah, they're done. Their ships are not fast enough to dodge the artillery too. So the missiles, yeah, they won't. They'll be fine. Yeah, look, the ship is already yellow. Oh, there it goes. Orange in the front. Yeah, he's toast. I think he's lost his engines already. He's stopped moving anyway. Are these missiles gonna hit? I don't think so. Oh yeah, we've got flak guns on the starbase too as well. There he goes. Done. That was a foolish move, Volar. And even the starbase does get experience points. That's important because, of course, the more experience they have, the more damage they do, and the faster they fire, and all that kind of good stuff. So really, really important. I can't believe that the Volar attacked already. Son of a... Yeah, they are going to be a problem all the way around. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We've discovered this system. Ooh, acidic atmosphere though. Small radiated, not food producing. Good production per worker because it's 6 per. But when it rains acid from the skies, taking a walk can quickly turn fatal for the unprepared. Buildings are also very difficult to maintain. Minus 50% to base population growth and plus 50% maintenance. Oh, freaking fantastic. Not surprising, but freaking fantastic. Okay, so we've still got a fair amount of fuel. Let's go deep into outer space. And we need that charging station. 4 more turns. Can we speed this up somehow? No, because if we take anything out of food production, we're going to be in the negative. Yeah, so we've got to keep that. Yeah, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. That's the best we can do. So in the meantime, we are actually... I like the income. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back, and he's got troop transports. Can I speed that? I could pay to finish it off. No, I'm not going to pay to finish it off. We're just going to hope for the best. How's our fuel? Fuel's pretty good. 545. Okay, awesome. Perfect. You're toast, man. That's absolutely ridiculous. Is he just going to retreat again? Why would he? This is a ship he retreated with last time. Yeah, I don't understand. Unless we can get a lucky shot here. Is this just going to keep happening? He's going to keep trying to retreat? Oh, nice! Yeah, as long as... If we can hit him, if he's just going to sit there, maybe we can actually do enough damage to take him out. So this is one of the interesting things about the game. Wormholes. The AI doesn't quite know how to deal with wormholes yet. And I've gone through this before where the bad guys just keep coming back because they don't know where to go. They don't know that they can go back through the wormhole to go home. Look, he's going that long way. Like, that doesn't make sense. But it's good for us in the sense of, well, if you're going to be stupid, we'll take advantage of you. But, you know, it's kind of dumb in the sense that, well, it's dumb. I'm sure they'll fix that. But, okay, so here is a huge baron. You know, at least there's no penalties. There's no food production, but, you know, long term, that's okay. But it's poor. It's poor. It's only 3 production per worker. But you know what's interesting? We haven't seen any other colonization, any other civilizations out here. So maybe we'll be able to take advantage of all of this extra territory. Not that it matters if there's nothing good in there. Look, we got a nebula over here too, an ionic storm. He's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, here's another issue I have with this game. It doesn't tell you when you're done your production at a planet. It should either tell you or it should automatically go to trade goods, you know, but it doesn't. Okay, so now that we've got that done, so we finally have the, look at this. Okay, here's the thing with the charging hub. If you don't need food, all of these guys, you know where they can go? Production! And, of course, research. Okay, so I'm not even sure what we're researching, but we'll figure that out in a second. And we are going to start building our first ships. Yes. Okay, so let's go to our shipyard. One second. Yes. And we're going to build a new ship. Now, some of you have already offered some names for fleets and or ships. And we're going to do it all by ship. Individual ship designs, because I like to build my own ships. I like to design my own ships. I mean, some of these aren't bad. I mean, they look pretty good. I don't know, it's pretty darn good. But I kind of want to go with a very specific theme. So I want our smaller ships to be armed with the heavy weapons, so like the rockets, artillery, and that kind of thing. And our larger ships are going to be armed with laser cannons and stuff that uses energy. So there's a very specific reason for this. If you can build, for example, a small ship with rockets, these little rockets do tons of damage. And you can paint areas, by the way, so you can, you know, just really go crazy with it. Now, keep in mind, each weapon has a number of different abilities that you can attach to it too as well. So the rockets, you can have 3 different sizes. You can have a turret, which takes up 4 spots. You can have a spinal, which is an enormous missile. Those are the missiles that we're watching coming out of the starbase. The turret launches these, I think the mini rockets, but it can rotate around, right, and fire in different directions. I think they all do different damage and have different ranges and stuff too. But the mini rockets they're really, really, really good, and especially in a little ship that can turn. So basically, a little ship that can whip up to the enemy super, super fast and launch a ton of these and do a lot of damage. Who cares if you lose a bunch of them or lose these ships? They just do so much damage for what they cost. So armor, I don't know. Let's get our engines on it first. So our engines right now, we have basic engines, and on this particular class of ship, we can only put small engines because it's only got a single horizontal row of spots, and even the medium engine requires a 4-spot, and you can only put engines in the back of the ship. So that's why I was saying before, with the different races, the different hull types from the different races offer different configurations. So on some, I think there's some races where it has 4 spots in the back of a small ship, so you can actually put a medium-sized engine, which is interesting. But in this particular ship, you can only use a small. So as long as we don't overload this ship with too much stuff, I don't know if I'm going to use all 3 engines, but as long as we don't overload this ship with too much stuff, we should be able to put out, the ship should be able to travel very, very quickly, and that's the goal here. So we're going to need some power on the ship. We're going to start with a couple smalls. We'll probably need more than that. And we've got the 3 missiles, and then we're going to add probably a couple more missiles on it, actually. Yeah, maybe, let's try couple more missiles, and actually what we're going to do is we're going to add a small laser in the front. Whoa, cancel. Whoops. I gotta be careful what you hit here. So, and the lasers, there's different types of lasers too as well. There's point defense, and you can turn that off so that, you can actually turn that off on that one. Oh, I thought you could actually turn that off. But this laser will fire at enemy ships too as well, but it doesn't do very much damage. It's designed to take out things like missiles and stuff. It will attack fighters and stuff, but it depends on how many hit points those things have in order to be effective. So one little point defense laser is not that huge, but it's maybe enough to keep this guy alive long enough to get in and perform its alpha strike. So, and then of course we're going to have, to do that, we're going to have to include a power capacitor. A power capacitor is what powers all of your energy weapons. You have to have at least one on a ship for, even if you only have one tiny little point defense laser cannon, you still have to have one of these on your ship to power that. Now, one power capacitor can power quite a bit of those little defense guns, so it'll never run out of energy. It'll fire at its max speed. And it also shows the arc at which it's going to fire, so it's like a, what is that, like a 45-degree arc in front, and with some weapons you can actually adjust what that arc looks like. So for example, I know I'm running through this really quickly, and we're going to learn more about this as we go on, but for example, if you wanted to have a turret on the side, a turret offers that much of an arc, which is about 45%, makes a good broadside weapon. However, you could turn that turret into a give it the trait arc extended, which means it will actually do the full range of motion from front to back, which means it will fire directly ahead as well as directly behind the ship. Makes it an excellent choice for certain types of designs. But we're not going to do that with this ship. This ship is designed to get in close, fire off as many rockets as it possibly can, and then bolt. Well, probably die at that point. Okay, so how are we looking here? So for weapons that require ammunition like artillery, rockets, flak cannons, and Vulcan cannons, you need to have ordnance. In other words, a place to store all of your ammunition. So, and they come in different sizes. You can also armor some of these pieces too, but that weighs down your ship. And in this particular ship, we don't care if it's armored or not. It's going to die very fast anyway. Its sole purpose is basically a suicide mission. It's a kamikaze ship. It's going to run in and do a whole bunch of damage very, very quickly, and then be done. Okay, so, we're don't have enough power? Even with those two? I'm surprised. I'm actually quite surprised. So if we did another... So there's different sizes of the nuclear power plants, and there's different types of power and stuff depending on what you've researched and stuff too, but you start off with the nuclear power, which is really crappy. So 3 nuclear power plants just to power what we have on there is ridiculous. It's actually super ridiculous. So, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to the small one. Okay, so we just want, we're going to have to put at least 3 ordnance storages, and we're probably going to have to put at least 3 nuclear power. So let's put our power capacitor on the rear, because we're not going to need all that engine power. Oh, yeah. Actually, that really slowed us down taking out that one engine, eh? Oh, man. Okay. I'm surprised that's not enough ammo. Why is it saying that ammo is incomplete? We've got ordnance. Oh, we still need the power capacitor. Whoops. Okay, so what we'll do... I'm going to take that one out. We're going to do just 1 small power capacitor, and that should get us covered. Okay, so we've got 2 ordnance slots and 1 power capacitor and some missiles, and it's fairly fast. And the key to this ship is being very fast. So even if I added some armor to this ship, and it does matter where you put armor, if I put it in front, so basically, if it gets fired at from the front, if these 3 slots get destroyed, it's going to start, or this slot gets destroyed, it can shoot directly into the core of the ship. And if the core of the ship dies, the ship blows up. It makes sense, right? So if I put 3 blocks of armor here, oh, which isn't a bad idea. But that would really weigh it down. So it shows you the traits of each of these things here. So the production cost, of course, that matters in terms of how long it's going to take to build. The weight, that's what I'm mostly concerned with, is the weight right now. So it's 4 module mass for this. So watch how that affects the... So this is the speed, 18, and this is the turn rate, 27. So as I add this armor, 23, 19... 17, 15. We've pretty much cut our speed in half by adding that armor. And it's valuable, but I want the theme of this ship to be just fast. So I'd rather, let's see if we can add maybe a couple more just point defense lasers maybe on the side to kind of, so as it's passing by ships, you can maybe snipe them a little bit. Yeah, it'll totally work. And it did slow it down a little bit, but not too much. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's try one more thing. Let's put the lasers in behind and maybe do 1 piece of armor. That's really gonna slow it down. Yeah, that really, 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 really slows it down. What about see the missiles? Let's add, maybe see how the missiles, they're only 1, so they only weigh 1, so they're pretty light. Yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, like I said, this thing will blow up like popcorn pretty quickly, but they'll be super fast to build. It's only 42 production costs, which is faster than a freighter fleet. We'll be able to pump these things out so fast. And of course, we're going to name this oh no. Oh man. I accidentally clicked on this and it loaded up that loadout. So just give me 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. You got to be careful what you hit here. So it has preloaded loadouts here, then you can click on that and it'll just automatically set it up. So you don't want to click on that when you're building a custom ship. So anyway, to finish building the ship, you want to make sure that everything checks out. So let's take a look at this. So this is a production cost. It's going to cost 45 hammers to build, and each one of our guys on our planet produce so many hammers, etc. So it's probably going to take, I don't know, with our current planet, our one planet's probably 4 turns each on these, maybe a little less when we pump it. Actually less, because we got way more production now that we built that charging hub. It has more than enough power generation. We've got a surplus. That's fine. Ideally, I don't think it matters if this is 0. I think 0 is probably what you're always aiming for, or +1. You want it as close to that as possible. This is our power storage. Power storage is what's held in this power capacitor. The power capacitor is only used to power energy weapons, and we have 3 energy weapons here. And to track how that's reflected, so you need to have enough power to power this battery, and maybe that's where the power generation, you do want it surplusing so that it powers a battery, right? I guess. And then, of course, that battery is used to pump energy into the weapon, and it'll show you how long it'll take before that weapon is dry, where it says seconds to empty, and in this case it's infinite, and that's usually what you're aiming for with the power weapons like lasers. However, ammunition, we're jumping to the bottom here, ammunition for the other weapons like the missile launchers, these rocket launchers, now you're never going to have infinite because there's a limited amount of ammunition that you can bring on a ship, period, right? Because it's a physical thing. And it'll tell you how long it'll take before all of your ammunition is gone on this ship. And in this case, 119 seconds, so I've got 2 minutes of firing with this ship. And I'm pretty happy if this ship survives 2 minutes. If it can survive 2 minutes and launch everything it has on it, I'm thrilled. So that's great. For this ship, that's great. Now, for a bigger capital ship, you'd want it to be a little bit longer than that. But I think I'm going to go for our capital ships are going to be primarily laser weapons, I think. But I don't know. We'll see how things go. And then your fuel capacity is, of course, how far it can travel into space without having an extra fuel tanks and stuff outside of your region, your home region. And so you want, on this checklist, you want everything to be a check yes. And you can also check what it's going to do, its initial orders when it goes into a battle. So you can set it to target facing frontal. That means it'll always try to keep its nose towards the enemy. Or you can set it to broadside, so it'll try and get make it so the ship is aiming its sides to the enemy. And in this case, that's what we want, because we're pretty vulnerable. Our front end is pretty vulnerable, actually. We don't really want our front facing the enemy because it's going to shoot through that very, very quickly, and then it's all over for us. So we're going to set that to broadside. So that's the 2 options there. And then the other one is attack behavior, keep moving, or stay still. Now, in some cases, you do want to stay still, but in this case, we're going to want to keep moving because, of course, when this ship gets hit, it dies, and so we don't want it to get hit. Well, best way to not get hit is to keep moving. And there we go. I think I'm pretty happy with that, and we're going to name this based on Casper the Dark Ghost. You get the first ship, buddy. Dark Ghost. There we go, and I'm pretty happy. There we go. The Dark Ghost. Now, you sometimes have to add it to your hulls. Hold on, where is it here? Roster. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So you're given so many ships on your roster, and then you have to sort of manage which ships are on your roster so that you can build them on your planets. And Dark Ghost is there. We could actually remove Pincer because we're never, ever, ever going to build it. Actually, we can't remove it from here. Yeah, we can just change that Dark Ghost. Whatever, that's fine. Good. Okay, so Dark Ghost is the first choice there. And that's all we're going to build. We're going to build these little tiny ships right now, and we're not going to worry about building a capital ship quite yet. But we're going to build a few of them. I want to freighter fleet in there somewhere, but we're gonna build a few of those. Now it's gonna take a while to build. So each one is only, well, two turns. Now let's micromanage a little bit here, because we can probably, yeah, there we go. So we can actually pump some more guys into research and still have 2 turns per ship, which is amazing. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. And did we still have bad guys coming in? No, we didn't. Actually, I'm gonna do that freighter fleet first, because we need to get our infantry in the sky. So let's get the freighter fleet up top, and let's see. So 3 turns for that. Can we bring that down to 2? There we go, 2, and we still got some research. And intercept. Oh, I didn't realize it was, oh right, we still have the Volar. Sorry, I got so involved in the building of that ship that I forgot that we still had this guy. Okay, so, begin. 23 seconds, a painful 23 seconds. I could just skip ahead. I think maybe we'll fast forward this. It depends. We'll see how it turns out. Oh! No, we got a hit. No point in fast forwarding like 12 seconds, right? That's ridiculous. It'd be nice if the starbase hit. I don't know if we're getting experience when... Maybe we still get experience when we just have a battle? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. And that's why I wanted to build those ships really quickly. But that's okay. It's not going to take very long. Another hostile fleet. Nope, same one. Okay, so let's see. We're not quite... Okay, so there's our freighter fleet. Let's get them in the air. So we're going to launch our troops. So we want kind of a mixed bag. We want our 2 snipers, and we're going to bring along... Oh, we'll bring along 3 snipers. We'll bring them all. And, no, we'll leave 1 assault. No, we'll leave 1 sniper there. No, we'll leave 1 assault there. Yeah, and we'll bring the 3 snipers and the 2 assaults. Good. So they're in the sky. And now we're going to send those 2 transports. They are going to go to the derelict ship. And sometimes... Yeah, see the colony ship's trying to follow them. I don't know why it does that. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And we should be just about close enough to identify what's in that system. Ooh. Galactic News Network, and they're going to do some more racial profiling for us. So, what do we have? The polyp symbiosis, the cute plant people or invasive species. They've been around since just after the last wipe, and yet they're the old... So, when it's talking about the wipe, I'm assuming, like, it's that feeling like this has happened over and over and over and over and over again. So this is what they had to say. Oh, sunlight, I'm on some sort of space TV. Great! Well, anyway, we're just looking forward to getting out there and planting some roots. You know, there's plenty of galaxy for everyone. They seem like a very happy-go-lucky kind of race. And, yeah, aren't they just charmingly naive? I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so we scouted the new system, and we should have built some ships. Oh! Ancient shipyard. Okay, so ancient shipyard. Orbiting this planet is an ancient yet serviceable shipyard, abandoned long ago for reasons unknown. We could easily reactivate it. So I think the shipyard would allow us to build ships faster. And it's also an ultra-rich... What? Ultra-rich. Tiny crystalline. It's just an asteroid field, but... And it has trilithium too. I think there's more trilithium available. I don't think we have another civilization here. So this is the advantage. And look, there's another anomaly. Cool. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. How much? We still have 397 fuel. I think we're okay. The worst thing that can happen is that we run out of fuel and it forces us to fly back to the home world. Actually, while we're here, let's rename this fleet. We can't rename the ship because the ship's already built, but I think we can rename the fleet. Yes, we can. And we're going to name this after Ender Creep on the channel. This is going to be Endurous? No, Endurous is what he wanted. Endurous. The Endurous Flyers. Sorry, it has to be the Endurous Flyers. So that's the name of this fleet. It is... I don't know how long this fleet will be around. That is our exploration fleet, but, you know, we're going to try and keep it around for as long as possible. So, did we build anybody here yet? No. Okay, so let's just double check our build queue. Yeah, looks good. We've got one of our new ships. Okay, so let's see how quickly it can intercept the enemy. It should be fast enough to get in there. It might even die. I don't know. So you can kind of decide where your ships are going to start. We want him to start as close as possible. And you can give him his first initial orders, which is going to be attack, like so. And we can actually give him, he's actually got a thing where you can pump, like a special ability where you can tell him to put all his energy into engines, and we might just do that. Oh, I guess, okay, go! Energy and engines, there we go. So this will make him go really fast and attack. I don't think you're gonna get away this time. And he can't fire while he's retreating. So, come on! Oh, that power to engines doesn't last long enough. Come on, go faster! Faster! So, this is... Oh, there we go! There we go! Missiles away! Yes! Okay, well, but my little ship here, Dark Ghost, he actually got a golden coin of defense awarded to any ship that participates in the successful defense of a planetary assault versus the homeworld. 20% damage when fighting inside enemy territory. That's beautiful. And I think you can also get a different coin or a different medal for fighting against ships just against defending any of your planets. But the homeworld to get a little bit more. Okay, so he's just going to keep going back and forth. So that's fine. We'll let him do that because we'll just keep racking up the experience. Why not, right? Okay, so how we doing here? Okay, so that's coming along, and we're just about to intercept the derelict ship. Ha ha ha. One more turn after that, and it looks like he's coming back for more. Looks good. Almost out of time. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, so we're going to have to see you in episode 4. Take care, guys.